Can everyone see the screen?
Yes.
All right, so let's look at the history of birth certificates. The reason why is because, of course, everything is predicated upon the birth certificate, meaning that your name is in all caps on the birth certificate, in which that transformed into a bond. In the lower left-hand corner of the birth certificate, you would see Midwest Bank Note Company or some type of note company, meaning that it's a note, a bill, a bond. Now, if you don't realize that, look at the red numbers on the so-called birth certificate, and that verifies that it is a bond. And when you come of the age of 18, you add the word bond and age together, and what word do you have? Anyone? When you add the word bond and age together, what word do you have?
Honest.
Right, bondage. Someone pull out their Black's Law Dictionary and look up the word bondage. While someone is doing that, let's think about that. The word becomes bondage. So from the age of 0 to the age of 18, in other words, being born from out of your mother's womb, and your capitalized name being put on the birth certificate transformed you into a ward of the state. Your mother was the informant. So as a ward of the state, that's what you are until the age of 18. Then it goes, well, technically as long as until you pass physical form. But up until the age of 18, you go into the New York Stock Exchange. That's where the word bondage comes in at. At one time, a child was not able to go to prison until the age of 18. Right or wrong? They would go to juvie. Right or wrong? Anyone knows?
As far as I'm concerned, I think that's correct. I think that's correct, guys.
Right, right. Then they put it down to 16, and then you started seeing it even earlier than that. Children going to prison. But at one time, it didn't happen till the age of 18, when the birth certificate became a bond of age, hence bondage. Anyone looked up the word bondage yet? Black's Law Dictionary, it doesn't matter what edition, look up bondage, B-O-N-D-A-G-E. Who has it? Come on, anyone.
Hold on.
Anyone?
Uh,
Help us out.
Bono, Bone, Bond certificate. I got the fourth edition.
Okay, please read the definition.
Slavery, involuntary personal servitude, captivity.
Right.
In Old English law, villainage.
All right.
Villain. To be
Now,
one.
Now hold it there and read it again after we go to the 13th Amendment. Someone read the 13th Amendment for me. Come on, y'all. 13th Amendment. Y'all can put it into the engine search of your Google or whatever you need to do. Help us out. Let's connect the information. Let's connect the dots. Okay. 13th Amendment. All right, read it for us.
It's neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as a punishment for crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted, shall exist within the United States or any place subject to their jurisdiction.
So what that means is that you are proving guilty before innocent. That's how they switched that around. Before, you used to be innocent before being proven guilty. But they made you guilty before being proven innocent. Did everybody catch what just happened? Read the 13th Amendment again.
All right. It says, Section 1, neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as a punishment. Right, that's the key word. As a punishment for crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted, shall exist within the United States or any place subject to their jurisdiction.
All right, so you have to be duly convicted of a crime. However, what is a crime? According to Sherrill versus Cullins, for a crime to exist, it must be what?
Injured party.
Injured party.
Right. It must be an injured party or some damaged property. If there's no injured party, no damaged property, then there is no crime. And therefore, it does not fit what is stated within the 13th Amendment. Now we go back to the fact that it says except for. So what would be the exception? It says there would be no slavery, no involuntary servitude, except for if you committed a crime and been duly convicted of it. The problem is this, is that what is that possibility predicated upon? Anybody knows?
The possibility of being convicted?
Yeah, what's the possibility? What is that predicated upon? Because they have to have a possibility of you being convicted of a crime.
The jurisdiction
in other words, right, exactly. It would be the birth certificate.
Yeah,
as Jaheim was saying, just in case.
That's how they
birth
got you locked in
certificate,
already.
the contract.
Right, that's the contract. That is the contract. Is the birth certificate.
So
that's the contract.
Convicted is part of your contract.
Right, that's part of the contract. And your mom informed on you at birth. Your mother informed on you at birth. She is the informant. What was that? What was that Jamaican song, Informant? Anybody remember that joint?
Informer. I can't remember a diggy do down there.
Exactly. Just sing that on Mother's Day. Sing that to your mama, since today is Father's Day. So that's what they predicated upon. They utilized the birth certificate. Now, of course, during the 1789, 1799, 1791, I should say, when the Constitution for the United States of America was being passed, they did not have birth certificates at that time period. So that means that that was not part of the process at that time. There was nothing predicated upon that contract of the 13th Amendment at that time. When did that come into play? That came into play 100 years and a little more later.
I think it was 1917 or 1907.
Right.
Maybe 1904, exactly. Somewhere in there.
Yes, somewhere in there. So that's when they came up with the plan, and this was right before they did the Federal Reserve banking system of 1914. So that means that they did this probably about 10 years beforehand, when they started to delegate that every so-called U.S. citizen needs to have a birth certificate. Because in 1871, everyone went under the Trading of the Enemy Act. We went under martial law and never came from up out of martial law. So everyone became an enemy of the state in 1871.
Yeah, I was going to say that's when that Organic Act passed.
Yes, that's when they say that 3 years after the passing of the 14th Amendment, which supposedly was passed in 1868. But we now know that the 14th Amendment was never fully ratified. So that means that everything falls back upon the Dred Scott case decision, which that's what the 14th Amendment supposedly superseded, which they claim before the passing of the 14th Amendment, the slaughterhouse cases supposedly superseded the Dred Scott case decision. Obviously it didn't, because you wouldn't have had to have made the 14th Amendment. Okay? This is why we only go by the Constitution for the United States of America, which has the 10 Bill of Rights. Everything else after that is null and void. That's why they started changing from the Constitution for the United States of America to the Constitution of the United States of America, and then eventually it just became the United States Constitution, because they kept adding more and more amendments.
So, Doctor.
Yes.
So around, we was doing in class on Thursday, around 1886 is when Noble Juali Prophet went to the Geneva, and he got the mandate for the land grants. So that
what year was it? 1928?
No.
Right.
But it was, let me see, it was 1886 that...
was when he was born.
Yep. So...
And then in 1928, he went to Cuba. And when he went to Cuba, he got the land mandate, in which that gave him the knowledge of his heritage, which was what's known as the Washita proper, which is 30 million acres in total, which ranges from out of a V shape, coming from out of Louisiana, the middle to the highest portion of Louisiana, into the various states, more than 13 of them, on up into almost the whole of Canada, giving us 30 million acres that we can fight for. 68,883 acres of that land was returned by way of the Empress in 1992. A year later, she went before the United Nations and got the number 215 in 1993 to sit upon the Social and Economic Council, or the Economic and Social Council, as it is called at the United Nations, and that was the seat number for us as Washington. So that is the little history right there. So he went to Havana, Cuba in 1928 and received the land mandate, which he did not understand nor knew that he was part of that inheritance. He just knew he was representing the United States of America, or in this case, America. Let's say that. He was representing America, which is Al-Marak. And then it was a representative there for the United States. In which that heard that he had this vast land estate, and that the so-called United States did not own it. They refer to it as the Louisiana Purchase, but Louisiana Purchase never existed because it was never purchased. It's supposed to have been $15 million in gold, and more than $3 million of it sunk beneath the ocean floor off the coast of Florida, coming from that area, allegedly from to Thomas Jefferson from
Dr. Lean.
Yes.
Do they know where the gold sank at?
No, they just know it was off the coast of Florida. They haven't found it. But that gold was supposed to have came forth from Thomas Jefferson to Napoleon for two streets or two barracks, for a street and the barracks, a couple of barracks, as they say, which was military barracks from out of New Orleans. It never was for the whole Louisiana Purchase. And Thomas Jefferson gave his sentiments at the time that it was fraudulent. It was a fraudulent deal. However, of course, the United States is going to do what they do. They're going to bogart and do eminent domain. But this shit ain't theirs. It's ours.
And also, Dr. Lean, Spain and France have already acknowledged the Washita, right?
Right.
So that means,
and so,
France
and so
already
has the
said so.
And so has the United States by way of the Lewis and Clark expedition, when they found us and referred to us as the so-called Black Indians.
Right.
A misnomer as it is. However, it verifies that they knew where we was located at in the state of what they now refer to as Louisiana. So they also know that they did not purchase the land in no shape, form, or fashion, which has been verified by their own departments, which I've shown you all on here many times before, is that the state of Louisiana specifically stated that the land in which that was in question, which was owned by Eliza Turner, who is Eliza Whitman, Prophet Noble Drew Ali's mother, my great-great-great-great aunt, or great-great-great-great-grand aunt, it never was purchased. The 68,883 acres of land that was in question, in which that the Empress went after, showed and proved that it was our land. George Bush Sr. even verified that it was our land. So that means for the people who are on our land, we can begin to start sending bills, lot fees on the acreage in which that they sit upon, and for how much acreage in which that they say that they have accumulated. They need to pay us fees. We need to build them. We need our own register office. And we can utilize the same system that they have already set up, because we set this system up. Technically, we can utilize the IRS. To audit. Why? Because the land is not theirs. And it's already been verified. And this is the thing about these other Moors groups that pop up every day, that they have no land ties. So how are they Moors when they don't even have land ties? They can't prove land ties. Land and Moors are synonymous in the definition. Dr. John Henry Clark already stated, for you to even have a nationality, it must instantaneously tie you back to land, culture, and history. Land, culture, and history. So nationality must have land. Moors who can't prove land ties are not Moors. Let me be honest about that. Let's be clear about that. So all these other little groups that pop up every day, you can go and get information from them, no problem. But they still don't have land ties. Just because they call themselves Moors, it has to be proven. The Washington Moors are the only Moors who can prove land ties. Case closed.
Then so the Washington Moors are the real Moors then. Am I right or wrong?
It's right there in their own information. Just look it up. Why is the word Moor still in? If we're not Moors, but yet the word Moors is embedded inside of what they refer to as the CDC listing, in the federal listing. Why is the term Moor still utilized if we're not Moors? Why is the word Moors embedded inside the definition then, or inside of the listing? It just doesn't make any sense. The term Moor shouldn't even be listed there, because if we're just Moors from Spain and Portugal that ruled Europe for 800 years, then the term Moor should be over there, not over here, right or wrong.
Right.
But the word Moor is embedded inside of Native American history. The Lenni Lenape are called the Moors. The Nanacoats are called the Moors. They're known as the Delaware Moors.
Somebody was just speaking on how you can get on the CDC website. And
I was just about to bring that up.
Yes, bring it up. Get on the CDC website and pull up the listing of who they recognize. Right, and the term Moors is embedded there. Now, if I take that word Moors that's embedded inside the CDC listing and then take it to the definition of land, and you see the word Moors embedded inside that definition, then God damn it, then we can put two to two together. But then again, I forgot, maybe niggas can't add. I think that's probably what's been the problem or the issue.
I was just thinking today how myself, like, you know what, man, I told you, we let so much slide and we make so many excuses for everything. It's like people know in the back of their conscience, but they rather make excuses than just let shit slide. That's why you folks getting away with stuff.
Well, that's why they're going to continue getting the same shit that they've been getting. Because if I'm not mistaken, I could have sworn that the Son of Insanity was expecting something different, but yet getting the same results. You expect the shit to be different, but you keep doing the exact same thing and keep getting the exact same results. And for you to continue doing the exact same thing means that you must be insane. Negroes, blacks, and colors are fucking insane.
That's right.
And that's obvious. If you don't want to be insane, then you get your shit straight. That's all I can tell you. Other than that, you an insane motherfucker. And I just got to be honest, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm acting silly, but I have to be honest because our people are in a predicament right now that we can't keep lagging behind and we can't keep damn strapped in the fence. We got to get our shit together.
We see where most of our people is at.
Yeah, that's where our people are at.
Plus, back in the 1800s, we won that case about our land.
Yeah.
Won that case.
Yeah, and you're right. And the Empress brought it right back less than 100 years later and showed them proof. Well, actually, just 100 and some odd years later and showed them proof the exact same results. So, yes, we won the land case before the Dred Scott case decision in 1848, 20 years before the 14th Amendment was passed. So that means if you was able to show land ties 20 years prior to, and then actually that was like 10 years, almost 10 years before the Dred Scott case decision. This was 1848 that you showed land ties and that you was the original owners of the land. Before the Dred Scott case decision. So are you a goddamn citizen of the United States if you was able to show land ties prior to the Dred Scott case decision? It shows that you have a nationality. And at the same time, it shows that you're not a U.S. citizen.
In order to win that case.
Yeah, you are Washington national.
In order to win that case, we had to be who we say we are.
Right.
Had to be.
Right. The heirs of Turner versus the United States, or Henry Turner versus the United States, and we won the case. Nearly 9 years to be right exact, because 1857 is when they did the Dred Scott case decision. 1856, 1857. So 9 years later. So less than 10 years later, they did the Dred Scott case decision. The same judge in 1848 that told us that we was indigenous to this land is the same one who said these niggas who claim to be African are not indigenous to this land. One was free Moors, one was slave Negroes. As long as you was a so-called slave Negro, you was not a citizen of the United States, nor will you ever be. And that is fine. Because in 1848, we proved that we was indigenous aboriginals of this land called Al-Malaka. And then 1868, another damn 10 years later or so, we get the 14th Amendment. So which one you rolling with? You got three possibilities that you can fuck yourself up with. Which one? Which one is going to give you the best results? That's the question. 1848, 1857, or 1868? Which one?
1848.
All right, there we go, goddammit. Thank you, Brother L. Thank you, Chief. Check them. Thank you. Check them. That's right, check them.
So
exactly.
What is that? You know that flag or a banner? I'm gonna call it because it's really a banner with the red and blue on it, with white trim. I think it's like an American flag or whatever it is. It's got 1865 on it. And it just all you do is just shake your head and just like, wow, man, people really lost out here.
Oh yeah, it's out here, but they haven't put it together because they're too busy chasing the dollar bill. Niggas want to do commerce without having their nationality corrected, without showing land ties.
Worried about who the next president.
Don't do no paperwork.
Right.
Come on, you
they
ain't
don't have to have
no paperwork.
Brother L, they don't have to have paperwork for their nationality, but goddamn it, the first thing they focus on is goddamn UCC. Fucking paperwork.
See, that's the irony with these guys that be like, why you want to do all that paperwork stuff? But It's like, y'all do the paperwork stuff for everything else.
Exactly.
So I never understood that.
Right.
When
they need a copy of their birth certificate, they take their monkey ass down to the goddamn Social Security. Yeah. Not Social Security, but the Register of Deeds office or County Recorder's office, or either they go to the Secretary of State to get a copy.
a lot of people do all this paperwork and then they want to run away to Africa, and then they get to Africa and then it's kind of like now they cornered and by themselves. Well, you should have did the paperwork and probably stay over here, but I ain't gonna tell you what.
Exactly. Like that Africa is going to be the hub for them. Them niggas over there know that you a nigga from over here.
I ain't never did no paperwork.
Those are our brothers and sisters, but they know that we are from here. They know that we've been here longer than damn 400 years, and they didn't bring all millions of us over on no goddamn slave ships. Africans say they never even heard of no goddamn enslavement until damn, just like us in 1977 with that goddamn Alex Haley shit, Roots.
Yep.
And that's the vast majority of so-called Africans. Now, of course, you have a few in Ghana in which they tell you about the castle where they held the slaves at until it was time to board the ships. But the emperor's already told us that was only about 15% of our ancestry. The other 85% of our ancestry was already here, meaning that they came from the Olmecs. They came from the She people, as we was called. Hence, the She people become the Washita. We are still the same She people to this day, the Washita, the Washata. We are still the same people to this day. With some admixture of our African brothers and sisters from the last 400 years. When I sent my information to the geneticist, Brother Cannon, he sent my genetic information back and said 87% of my genetic heritage was here, from here. 87%. God damn. From here.
That tells it all.
It means we slacking. We slacking, y'all. So then we come to find out that Noble Drew Ali already told everybody that he was raised on the Cherokee Reservation. So that means that he was a freeman on the Cherokee Reservation. At least that's what they would say that he is. As if he didn't have Cherokee heritage. Well, I can tell you, goddamn, he had Cherokee heritage. Why? Because I'm his first cousin, 4 times removed. And I did the research. The names Butler, the names Days, all of that shit goes right back to Cherokee. My mother's side of the family was Days, D-A-I-S, Days, and that was a name on the Cherokee listing. You go to the Doss Road, the name Butler is on the Cherokee listing, as well as also on the Choctaw. And then I'm related to the Richardsons. They are the Hawaii Sapani tribe known as the Blackfoot. So when you hear people say, well, I got Blackfoot in my family. Hold up, nigga. No, you don't. You get Hawaii Sapani. You are part of the Sapani tribe, which comes from right out of here, out of Hollister, which is right here from out of North Carolina. Right here from out of Warren County, going into Virginia.
That's crazy because I was told that I was Blackfoot growing up.
Exactly.
I ain't never heard the other word.
Nobody knows, but now you know. In my big,
that's
in my big
house in North Carolina.
Right.
That's what it is at.
I go to their powwow every year in April. The Hawaii Sapani tribes. They are known as. This is why North Carolina is called the Tar Heel State. Tar Heel, Blackfoot, same thing.
And God, can you put that in the notes so I can write that down?
Hawiii Saponi. Hawaii Sapani tribe. Hawi-Sapani tribe. The real Blackfoot.
I was told about Hawaiian. I was told by one. We got a treaty with them.
Yeah.
Yep, sister from Hawaii. She read my shirt, and she said, well, I was busy talking to her. She said, oh, no, stop. We do research. I know who you are. I know you are Washita Moore, says on your shirt. We have a tribe. We have a treaty together.
Exactly.
She sure told me that.
Yeah, she had to. See, Brother L, you be meeting all the people who tell you the truth, don't you?
Yeah, I meet them. I run into them.
Yeah, exactly. And you've been running into them for the last 10 years, just running into them. And they've just been coming out and telling you, right, and they just be coming out and telling you all the damn truth, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
I got a
what other
question.
proof do you need?
Question, how does tie into I know that's big down in Carolina.
And see, the Hawi-Sapani tribe is also connected to the Lumbee. So when I went and did my true ancestry, it came up that I had Lumbee. What they were talking about is Hawi-Sapani, because I'm related to the Richardsons, who are the Hawi-Sapani tribe, who are the Blackfoot, who are the so-called Tar Heel, and the reason why it's called the Tar Heel State to this day. The remnants of the Cherokee, of the Tuscarora people. As you know, the Tuscarora people left from out of North Carolina and went up into New York and joined with the so-called Iroquois Confederation.
Hold on, Doc. Say that again. The Tuscarora.
Tuscarora, yes. This is our heritage. All these different names for these tribes come back to one, which is the Washita. The descendants of the Olmecs, who've been here in America for over 5,000 years, proven by their own calendar of 3113 BC, and we add the 2024 years, and we had over 5,000 years here. And then these 5,000 year Negroes was related to the 50,000 year Negroes, in which that Albert Goodyear talked about, that he found in Savannah, Savannah, I'm talking too fast, Savannah, Georgia. He said that we was there 51,700 years ago. And then them Negroes was related to the 100,000 year Negroes, in which that Paul Barton speaks about in his book, The Susu Economics.
Yep.
In which that the Empress speaks, right, in which that the Empress speaks about within her book, The Return of the Ancient Ones. So we got some ancient Negro blood up in here. Not recent Negro blood of just 400 years ago. Majority of our Negro blood is hundreds and thousands of years ago. Not 400 years ago. And this is what they keep telling you, trying to keep you from out of the position to take back your goddamn land. And that's what all this shit is about. Oh, we got all you Negroes from Africa. You got all of you from Africa. Yeah, y'all was in the trees talking about Oonga Boonga and shit.
I got a question. God.
Yeah.
Taught that there was like some kind of disease in the Indian Trail, with the Indians. Is that like truth to that, or is that kind of like?
Yeah, they gave the Indians smallpox on blankets.
Were these Negroes or were they?
They was Negroes. Over 10,000 on the so-called Trails of Tears were Negroes. Over 10,000 of us on the Trails of Tears with Negroes, coming straight out of North Carolina.
Most
Straight out of,
don't know that.
Niggas be hearing about straight out of Compton. No, straight out of North Cackalack. Was it crazy nigga named Ice Cube? No.
Most people don't know that.
Right, they don't know.
Part of the Trail of Tears.
Right, over 10,000 of them.
Main part of the Trail of Tears.
Yeah, exactly. Majority. Right. They claimed that it was over 100,000 of us, and more than 10,000 of us was Negroes along that time, along the Trails of Tears, coming from out of North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia. Also, you have another Trails of Tears in which they came from out of Ohio. And all of us came down from Andrew Jackson, mulatto ass, because he actually, in a sense, he had to do what he had to do, and that was trying to save us, because he was a mulatto himself. So he had black blood. So instead of us getting murdered and massacred, genocide off the land, he said, look, how about you just send all of them into Oklahoma? And then, of course, once we get to Oklahoma, hell, we become what is known as the Creek, the Chickasaw, the Cherokee, in other words, the 5 so-called civilized tribes. If you check the Doss Road from out of Oklahoma, you will find all 5 civilized tribes. Well, how the hell did all 5 civilized tribes get there? Oh, because they damn did the Trails of Tears from out of North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, lower parts, the upper part of Florida, and that would have been the Seminoles, the Choctaw, the Cherokee, the Creek, which is Muskogee. We got to start reading between the lines. This is really what happened. And they can't hide it anymore because there's too much factual information out right now.
Yes,
the whole proof of everything is what I taught 15 years ago when I said, hold up, how many of you Negroes got these teeth in your mouth called shovel teeth?
I know I do.
And then 97% of the damn audience lied and then put up their hands. I said, why y'all up in here lying? Get them goddamn hands up. This is the goddamn stick up. Get them goddamn hands up. And when I did that, all them niggas put their hands up. And y'all remember the commercial? Put your hands up if you sure. All them niggas was sure by now. I said, yeah, that's what I thought. All you niggas damn got these damn teeth in your mouth and you up here lying to yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
You indigenous from here. I told them that shit 15 years ago, and now all of a sudden, everybody damn is a fucking master. Dane Calloway, research guy, and Camille, and all these guys came out of nowhere and dropping the same shit that we've been saying for over 15 years. But proving it genetically, historically, DNA-wise, your genes or genetics, biology, chemistry.
I'm talking about they're not Moors.
And that's why I can't mess with these Negroes who comes out 15 years later lying to the people. Because these are agents trying to deceive the people, but people get caught up in the shit that they say instead of looking over towards this way and get the real truth. That we are Moors. And by saying that you're not a Moor, you disconnect yourself from the land instantaneously.
You're just a slave saying that.
Right. You're nothing but a slave. You're a slave Negro. Not a free Negro, not a free Moor. But they happy being like that. And then act as if you can go in commerce being property. Let me tell y'all something. Property can't own property. Point blank. So as long as you identify this property, long as your mother sold your ass into slavery, she became the informer. Exactly. She is the informer, and then as long as you are listed on that birth certificate with that name in all caps, you are the dummy. You are the straw man, the straw person, homo, strawmiest homo. You are the artificial entity, the artificial person. And people are happy in that status. And then think they can go into commerce with that same status without correcting it? You out your goddamn mind. Go ahead, guys. Sorry.
Man, I saw a wild short video on YouTube. I think it was like one of these Asian countries, China, I don't know, but they had strawmen all on underneath the table, and they was mechanically coming up and down, and they had the ball representing the head because they was all headless. And every time the ball come up towards the edge to a straw man, it would lift up, and then the ball would go down towards the middle, and then they had 3 crows at the top represent the higher class. And the video was explaining the symbolism behind it. Like they called the straw man lower class, and they said that the crows was upper class, but they never got in depth like about the, you know what I'm saying?
Right, it's the same thing. The Wizard of Oz. You seen the crows land on top of the straw man, on top of Michael Jackson in the waves and shit. The crows came right up on his ass. And that's the same thing. You have the bougie boule, which symbolizes the crows, the upper class Negroes, thinking that they made it and shit. And then they look at the straw man, i.e. the poor people who has nothing, living check to check, and they both in the same goddamn position. The crows and the goddamn straw man is in the same position. They both artificial entities in that sense.
Yeah, for these celebrities, they think they high up, man, but then I mean they can easily be torn down. Easily.
Exactly. And that's what the crow represents.
They call themselves upper echelon, so they know that they upper class, but they know they lower class. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly. And they still don't own nothing. They still got to pay taxes on their cars, on their houses, on their goddamn land. Still got to do the exact same thing that the poor person do, except they just have more of it to do. That's all. That's it. Mm-hmm. Hell, I got more than most of them have.
Really?
Brother L been here. We got a damn mansion.
Sure do.
Hell, we drive BMW. Hell, we drive Mercedes, BMWs, and all that shit. But guess what? That shit don't mean nothing.
I kind of figured you would.
That shit don't mean nothing. You know why? Because if you still paying taxes, car taxes, land taxes, house taxes, and all that shit on your houses, on your land, on your cars, then guess what? You ain't made it.
Nope.
And it don't mean anything. So they driving Bentleys, and they driving Lamborghinis, and they driving all. Nigga, you pay hundreds of thousands of taxes annually on that shit. Oh, you got a big ass mansion that you paid $25 million for, but how much you paying in taxes? Oh, $2 million? Oh, okay.
I'm bursting people bubble with that whole shit.
And then you get a fake star Right. Then you get a fake star on a Hollywood Walk of Fame, and you get called a star. But yet don't know the science that you 93% stardust material and don't know the other 7% on how to turn into an actual star. But yet you sell your soul to Satan every day in order to damn have to get more money in the industry in which that don't love your ass.
That's in that same cycle.
Same cycle. But they don't want to know how to not pay taxes. Fuck that shit. I don't pay taxes. I don't pay taxes on land, houses, or cars, and I'm not going to. Why? Because this is my fucking land. Exactly. It don't make no damn sense. It just doesn't make sense. I'm sorry. But of course it makes a lot of sense if you get told that you were just a Negro that they brought over here from Africa 400 years ago. And all of you are just African, you have an African ancestry and that's it. You're West African. Then how the hell I get all this damn East African in me? How I get Australian in me? Hold on, how the hell I got Native American in me? If you just brought somebody over here 400 years ago, shit, who the hell been mixing in for the last 150 years? Because we only been out of slavery allegedly for 150 years. Right?
Right.
They claim that they let you out of slavery in 1865. Allegedly, you're supposed to have been out with the Emancipation Proclamation, which was 1863. But you didn't find out until 2 years later, 1865, that you was free nigga. So, 2024, 1865, give you how many years?
They've been free for 2 years. You know, all that time, didn't even know it.
Right. They was free for 2 years and didn't even know it. You didn't get around to the majority of the plantations until 2 years. Then Master had to come and tell you, well, by law, we had to let you go. You hear that, Toby? We have to let you go.
Let them go 2 years ago.
That's the law. That's the law now. So somebody count for me 2024 and 1865. How many years is that? That allegedly Negroes been free.
159.
Thank you. So you only been free 159 years allegedly.
Yeah.
Not to mention Jim Crow and sharecropping.
Right. Not saying Reconstruction.
Yeah, Reconstruction.
And the stoppage of the Reconstruction era, the implementation of the Jim Crow laws, which lasted all the way up until 1965, until they started saying, okay, we're going to have to do busing in the 1970s, and then started allowing for Negroes to go to white colleges and white high schools and white elementary schools and so forth and so on. You will have to bus a certain amount of niggas to your schools.
Yeah, they said, we don't want to be Negroes, we want to be
And that's what happened. I mean, civil rights movement was pretty simple. It's not hard. Niggas was fighting for not to be civilis mortuus, which means dead in the eyes of the law. So they was fighting for civil rights, but yet not being recognized as a human being, as Malcolm already told them. In order to get civil rights, which means not to be seen in the eyes of the law as dead, civilis mortuus, and you want to be seen in full life, then you must be seen as a human being first. However, a human being, according to the Ballantine Law Dictionary and the Black's Law Dictionary, means monster. Like a dungeon dragon. It means monster. So that means that you even have to go above the title of monster. And what title is that? Oh, I know. Indigenous, Aboriginal, Moor. Yes. Those are above monster. Moor is above a monster. And this is why they don't like you using the term Moor. And they want, as soon as they hear you say Moor, oh, you just a Negro. Oh, you black. You black and colored. You blackie. You Afro-American.
Yeah, most people,
they don't want you.
Most people getting problems, but they're our own people.
Right. Why would crackers have a problem with you calling yourself a Moor? But yet they don't have a problem with you calling yourself Afro-American, African-American, Negro, black, colored. They don't have a problem with none of those terminologies.
No, they don't.
In fact.
Well, no, I was gonna say that Dave Chappelle thing when he said they got no problem. They got a problem me saying faggot, but they ain't got a problem me saying nigga.
Right.
You know.
Right.
They don't have no problem. They have a problem with you saying indigenous.
Right.
Yep.
And Aboriginal.
Yep. They sure do.
So they have a problem with you saying Moor. They have a problem with you saying indigenous. They have a problem with you saying Aboriginal, but they don't have a problem with you saying Negro, black, colored, Afro-American. They have no problem with those types of things.
Nope.
So that means that we should continue saying Moors then. Because whatever agitate them must be the correct shit.
That's right.
Whatever they don't like, because if we was putting on the public record that we was African American, oh, that's so nice. You gonna put that on the record? Sure, we get you some. But say you're a Moor. Oh shit, you going to the damn sovereign citizen section? I don't give a fuck. Put that shit on the public record.
I don't give a fuck.
Right. Put that on the public record and give me my damn R number. Give me my damn register number. I don't care where you put that shit at, as long as it's on the public record. So see, this is the problem. So they tie every single Moor to the sovereign citizen movement, but yet they don't. If you call yourself a Negro, black, or colored, or a so-called African American, they don't tie your monkey ass to the goddamn sovereign citizen movement.
Nope.
And so this is why it's safer for Negroes, black, and coloreds not to even be called Moors, because they don't want to be part of the sovereign citizen movement in that regard. So they think that they are going outside the bounds of being property, but yet they still property, because that's what the birth certificate state that they are.
Yep.
Anytime a person have a birth certificate, which is a bond, and you come of age 18, you are in bondage. You are still a ward to the state. And now you have, because you're 18 years old, you have now become the collateral for the debt of the United States. However, Moors are sovereign, not sovereign citizens. Two different things. You can't be a citizen and a sovereign at the same time. That's an oxymoron. And only a moron would say some shit like that. But Moors are sovereign. We are indigenous sovereigns. Yes, we are. Because we're no longer bound by bondage. We are free. Free!
That's right.
And this is what they don't like. So they'll test us. All right, let's see how much this Moor claims he knows. Let's stop him, Bill. They'll test you. They want to see what's going on. They want to know what you know. See if you're real about this shit. Or if you're going to fold within a matter of seconds and revert back to Negro, black, and colored. I don't know, balls. I'm sorry, balls. I didn't mean to get so uppity. Are we seeing?
What get me is a lot of these Moors talking about they don't need no paperwork. That's what kills me, man.
And them the main ones that will have everybody fucked up.
Be right in damn jail, and then they have a bitter taste in their mouth.
Because these niggas don't even have Moors put on documentation. Now, when we read the 10 maxims of law, what does it state? It says your truth must be expressed in a form of an affidavit. So whenever these Negroes say that they don't have any paperwork on the public record, then that means that their truth has not been expressed. They're not Moors. They're still Negro, blacks, and coloreds. They're still slaves. They're still employees.
Right.
They're still citizens. They're still privileged citizens, titled citizens, second-class citizens.
Then you got the ones that go to de facto court, lower court with their stuff, change their names.
They have no authority in none of the courts because they still Negro, blacks, and colored. They still property. And as long as you still identified as property, you have no rights. You only have privileges. And there's only privileges in which the government gives to you, bestow upon you, such as your birth certificate, your driver's license, your social security card, and so forth and so on. These are privileges, all predicated upon the birth certificate, which is the bond, the main bond. Everything is predicated upon the birth certificate. In other words, let's say you call yourself Sabir Bey. Well, you still Anthony Jenkins.
You know what I was talking about, didn't you?
you have no damn. Just think about it. You have nothing on the public record. Your truth is not expressed in the form of an affidavit and put on the public record. You don't know the 10 maxims of law. That's why you missed that project. But yet you're teaching people the science of law? How?
Right.
You're not a proper agent of Moors to do so. You're not a proper agent of a Moor to do so. You are a agent of the government.
Yep.
That's what I was told. Go to the judge to get your stuff done. I was like, why? I already did what I did to put it on the public record. Why I got to do that?
Exactly.
So you telling me oil and water, but
That comes with a lot of people. They don't want to keep you, in bondage, keep you a slave.
What about it?
They be having their stuff straight, but then they tell you to do something else. And,
It don't matter. That's what it's the Negro, blacks, and coloreds.
It's just like
Bypass all of that.
Nowadays they create this thing called ops.
You got it.
In social media. People are just ops right now.
So, Sister Riziki just called me just a second ago and said they just did a new drafting of a bill to be able to draft people into the military once again.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
A new draft bill. Oh, y'all seen that? Okay.
18 to 26. Maybe it's going to be automatic.
Does that apply to you who have your nationality on the public record?
Nope.
No, we didn't sign
okay, thank you. All right, there we go. Exactly. This is why it's important to have a nationality. Otherwise, your ass ends up to a desert storm, a desert, whatever desert they'll send your monkey ass to. All the damn 90s was the goddamn desert. Y'all remember that? It was Desert Storm, then it was Desert, what else? What else was it? There's another damn desert. What else?
Desert Freedom or something like that.
I don't know, but Desert what? Come on, y'all.
It was Desert, Rocky Freedom.
Desert Storm.
Rocky Freedom, I think.
But whatever it is, it's going to be a desert. Best believe that. They're going to send your ass to a desert. And why they have to draft a bill? Because they know they're going to have to go to war. This is going to be on World War III.
That's what it's got.
It's going to be a desert of bodies.
Right, because Putin ain't chilling. And Israel ain't chilling. And Israel is the damn nation spy state for the Middle East. That's why they put Israel there.
Yep.
The United States put Israel there in the 1940s to be the spy unit for the Middle East. Look and see what them damn Arabs are doing. Kill off them goddamn Palestinians.
Dr. Alim.
Yes.
It was Desert Shield.
Yes, Desert Storm, Desert Shield.
Desert Shield, that's what it was.
Desert Storm and Desert Shield. It was two deserts. They're going to have the damn third desert. It's going to be Desert Decrepit.
I think that more of these people join the BRIC thing too.
Yeah.
Everybody getting rid of the dollar and everything. So.
I think 18 to 26, I think that's the age group. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, once again, the only way to get from out of that, like what they did to Muhammad Ali, they sent his ass to jail because he didn't have what on the public record?
Nationality.
Right. So he's Muhammad Ali, but he ain't had shit on the public record. So what happened?
They fucked him up.
Come on. How many years was he in jail?
Muhammad Ali? I don't think he spent any time in jail too much.
Yeah, but they stripped his goddamn title away from him. He ain't had no nationality.
Sure did. Took it away from him.
Right.
Talking about he religious. No, that didn't cut it.
Right. No. Nigga, you ain't still got the nationality.
Ali, that's not gonna cut it.
We don't. Right. We don't care if it changed. Right. That was the problem with the Nation of Islam then. That's the problem with the goddamn Nation of Islam now. Still no nationality. Nothing on the public record. A 501c3 organization. Not even a goddamn 508c1a, but a 501c3. That's the problem with the nation. That's the problem with the Nation of Islam now. That's the problem with the Moral Science Temple of America right now, especially the ones that's under Joan Bay. What is his name? Joan? Yeah, Love Bay. Joan, whatever his name is. What is his name? Jones Bay?
I think his name is.
That's it. I think it's Jones Bay. Yeah, he got them goddamn Moral Science Temples of America under a 501c3. And calling everybody else fraudulent and bootleg and shit.
Yeah, they do.
Nigga, please. Nigga, please. I'm gonna have to tell you like damn showing up told Bruce Leroy, nigga, please. Just my Converse.
They might try to send some of the White brothers to the draft of some of them.
Right. Damn. And see, this is the problem. And if they don't change this shit, once again, the Negroes were thinking that they'd be out of problems because they are part of a religious organization when this shit is about nationality. Religion is secondary. This is why originally it was called the Moorish Divine. No, it was called the Moorish National and Divine Movement.
Right.
Taj changed it around to saying the Moorish Divine and National Movement, but during the time of Prophet Noble Ali, it was called the Moorish National and Divine Movement. Religion was secondary. Necessary, but secondary. Nationality was always the call of the day. Let's get that shit straight. All right, so I'm going to end class here. Are there any questions or anything that we're going over? Because this has been a problem in which we keep seeing over and over again, and now people keep getting caught up into the shit because they can't figure this shit out. But it ain't hard to figure out if you listen to the right people. It ain't hard. Listen to the right people. But no, y'all want to listen to Dane Calloway, goddamn research guy, and all that. That's historical information. That ain't no goddamn nationality.
No.
Historical information, religion, that shit ain't going to get you out of this shit. Nationality is going to get you out of this shit.
Exactly.
All of those things are secondary. All of those things go along with nationality, And that's fine, but the primary thing that needs to be the focus is nationality, point blank. All right, I'm going to say hi, Tate Washington East to everyone.
Hi, Tate Washington East, Dr. Alim.
All right, yes.
With my case, I called down the DeKalb courthouse, right? They told me $242 to do an appeal, but I wanted to ask you, isn't that a form you can fill out to say you ain't got no money or make money that you can, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Get download the indigent form from off of the Georgia Secretary of State website or on the court website. Yeah, indigent. It's called indigent.
Okay.
INDIGENT. 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 Oh. Yep. Tell them you ain't getting right. Go to the civil filer section of Superior Court and download the form. If they don't got the form there, then just go down to Fulton County Courthouse and tell them you need a indigent form and that you want to fill that shit out right then and there and go and open up that damn appeal case.
Got you. Is that the same as the affidavit of poverty?
Yeah, you can do it. That. Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Well, when I Googled it, that's what came up, affidavit of poverty. Okay, got you.
But use that. Whichever one that they call it nowadays. They used to call it indigent form when I was coming into this information. They probably went to, nigga, just say you ain't got no money. Call it a non-poverty form. You know,
right.
Yeah, so who knows what they did. But same shit, fill it out and give it to them. And you got what you need.
Nisi.
All right. All right. Peace to everyone.
Peace, Nasu.
Peace.
Peace. Yeah, I tell you what, Stoish.